Good evening, football fans. Hope you all have a good weekend, good week. Well, we approach week 2 in the NFL. Now, before I get to week two's matchups in the NFL, I want to talk about the Giants. Now, week 1 they played the Washington Commanders, which are a pretty good team. I give them credit. They are a pretty good team, and they have a bright future ahead of them with Jaden Daniels as their quarterback. But the Giants didn't play well at all during that game, um, especially the offensive line. They didn't really move the ball that well, and when they got into the red zone, they couldn't score a touchdown. So they asked for the field goal. Now, the final score of the Giants Commanders game was 21-6. So that tells me that the Giants only scored 2 field goals in the game. That's not good. That shows you don't have that good of offensive line. And I'm not putting the blame on I'm not putting all the blame on Russell Wilson because he did get them into the red zone. The problem is they could have scored. They could get into to the end zone, score a touchdown. So I'm not putting the blame on Russell Wilson. He did get the ball downfield. It's just that they could have scored a touchdown in the end zone. So that's why they sell for the 2 field goals. And I'm not putting all the blame on the offensive line. I mean, they take a good blame of it, but the coach is also a big part of it. To me, the coach has got to take responsibility of the way this team is playing. And that includes the head coach, Brian Daboll, and the offensive coordinator. Because the defense is not the problem. Giants have a good defense. It's the offensive line is the problem. And the offensive coordinator has to take responsibility because he's in charge of the offense. And I think Brian Daboll should take some of the blame of this because to me, I don't think it's that great of a head coach. I really don't. And I just don't see him being the head coach after the season. I just don't see it. Unless the Giants have a good season, I don't see him come back next season, Brian Daboll. Now, Joe saying, the only thing he is responsible for is the moves they made during the off season. He's not in charge of the coaching part, but his job could be in jeopardy after the season too. So Giants got serious problems. If they can't get the ball into the end zone and score a touchdown, that's a problem. Now, this weekend, the Giants go to Dallas and play the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys don't have that good of a defense. So, Giants might luck out again against the Cowboys. But I'm not betting on it because no matter how bad the Cowboys are or how bad they are, the Giants will always lose to them. They'll always lose to them. They cannot beat the Cowboys. I don't know why, but they cannot beat the Cowboys. So I'm not holding my breath in the Giants beating them on Sunday, considering that the Cowboys' defense is not that great, because the Giants can still lose to them. Now, a lot of people should bring in the rookie quarterback, Jackson Dart. Now, I wouldn't rush into that just yet, because it was only the first game of the season, plus playing the Cowboys this weekend. and you don't want to put the kid in this soon where he'll have all the pressure on him. Now, so I strongly recommend that they keep Russell Wilson as a starting quarterback for right now, and then if the Giants go down 0-4, just 0-4, 0-5 during the season, then you gotta look into that. But I would just Russell to put the kid in right now, because then if the Giants have a horrible season, he'll be the main blame of it. So I would keep Russell Wilson as a starting quarterback for now. If the Giants go down 0-4, 0-5 this season, then maybe they should consider putting the kid in. But I will not put in Jackson Dart just yet. So we'll see what happens with the Giants this Sunday. We'll see what happens the way they play the rest of the season. But doesn't what I saw on Sunday from them, it wasn't impressive at all. They only can score 2 field goals because they couldn't get the ball in the end zone to score a touchdown. Very sad. Now the Jets, despite losing to the Steelers 34-32, which is only a 2-point difference, Jets did not play that badly. They played, at least they stayed in the game for most of it. Now, how will the Jets play the rest of the season? I don't know. Now this weekend they play the home against the Buffalo Bills, so we'll see how they play the Bills. But for what I saw of the Jets game on Sunday, they didn't play that badly despite only losing by 2 points. So we'll see what happens with the Jets and see what happens with the Giants the rest of the season. But I'm a Giant fan, and I'm frustrated with the Giants are playing, and I'm sure Jet fans feel the same way about the Jets, because you have 2 New York teams, the Giants and Jets, have been playing dismal football for a decade, and Giants and Jet fans are getting frustrated, and I don't blame them. So, especially now with baseball winding down. So once baseball winding down, then you have this football. Although you're going to have hockey and basketball starting up in October. So we'll see what happens with the Giants and Jets. See where it goes for the rest of the season for the 2 teams. We'll see what happens. Now, let's get to these Week 2 matchups in the NFL. Thursday Night Football, we're going to have the Commanders at the Packers. This should be a very good game. I think both the Packers and the Commanders are going to put on a very good performance tomorrow night. Thursday Night Football, which is on Amazon Prime. That game I believe, is going to be at 8 p.m. Sunday, here's Sunday's matchups. We have the Giants versus the Cowboys, which I just spoke about. We have the Bills at the Jets. I just spoke about that. We have the Browns at the Ravens. Jaguars at the Bengals. Bears at the Lions. Patriots at the Dolphins. 49ers at the Saints. Seahawks at the Steelers. Rams at the Titans. Panthers at the Cardinals. Broncos at the Colts. Here's a good matchup. It's a rematch of last year's Super Bowl. Eagles at the Chiefs. That game I'm very interested in watching, and I believe that's the football game of the week on Fox, which is at 4:30 on Fox. And I think that game, everyone will get that, because that's a national televised game, so the whole country will get to see that. But that should be a great game. Eagles at the Chiefs. Now the Eagles won their first game, but the Chiefs lost their first game. So we'll see what happens with that matchup. Sunday Night Football. We're going to have the Falcons at the Vikings. Now, Monday Night Football is going to be a doubleheader. Now, this is the first of a few Monday nights that we're going to have some doubleheaders here. We're going to have the Buccaneers at the Texans, 7 p.m. on ESPN. And then we have the Chargers at the Raiders, 10 p.m. on ESPN. So We got a doubleheader on Monday. So there are your week 2 matchups in the NFL. I'm looking forward to watching another week of football, pro football. We'll see what happens with the Giants this weekend and see how they play against the Cowboys. Now, if the Giants play competitive and they lose by a couple of points, then I won't complain about it. But if they play like they played on Sunday, not good. And the Jets play the Bills, so hopefully they'll put on a good performance like they did last Sunday, despite losing by 2 points against the Steelers. So that's about it. Before in this video, please, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow my channel with subscribers. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. Hope you all have a great Wednesday evening.